Hey there, Skills School members and everybody else in our Facebook group here. My name is Denny Strecker, and I was asked to put together a video for you guys on your internet presence and understanding that this could be the difference between a thriving business and having to close your doors in the near future. So, I want to give you a quick background about myself. Again, my name is Denny Strecker. I've owned my karate school in Troy, Michigan for 25 years now. Over that time, I have spent thousands of dollars learning all of the possible mistakes when it comes to the internet and paying all kinds of people to do work that was super inflated that we're going to be talking about a little bit later on. And then along the way, spending thousands of hours learning exactly how the stuff is supposed to work and then finding that it didn't and then trying to figure out why. And basically, I think the biggest thing is I'm just sick and tired of seeing people that have some knowledge about the internet taking advantage of us as business owners and basically the people that don't have any general knowledge, and it's unfortunate. So I've decided that I'm going to do something about it. So that's the purpose of this video. That I'm going to give you a step-by-step action plan that you are going to be able to implement by the end of this video and improve your internet presence. And it's not going to cost you a penny. It's just going to cost you some of your time. So let's jump right in. First of all, what the heck is internet presence? So by definition, internet presence is the process that combines your web design and development, your blogs, your search engine optimization, pay-per-click marketing, reputation management, directory listing, social media, link sharing, and any other avenues to create a long-term positive presence for yourself, your organization, or a product in general, according to the search engines on the web. Well, it's no wonder why business owners are absolutely lost when it comes to creating their internet presence. There's all kinds of deep layers of gobbledygook in there and tech speak, and how the heck are you supposed to even get started with this stuff when you're worrying about the day-to-day stuff in your business? Now you got to try and learn this whole other beast that's called the internet. Now, obviously, that we have a general idea of what the definition is, we want to spend a little bit more on time is, well, who cares? Why is it important to have, a good internet presence? And but basically, in short, having a strong internet presence is going to help your business grow because your customers and your clients, prospects, are going to be able to find you. And so we've got some really great examples for you. This is a Google map. And this is one of the guys I was working with from our Facebook group that asked for some of my help. And so, somebody comes in and they're interested in martial arts in your town, or if you have a different business, whatever your business is, they're going to look for you. Again, 9 out of 10 people research on the internet before they ever contact a company. So, if you're not on the map at all, well, there's no way for people to find you. And since, again, 90% of people are going to be using the internet in some fashion to look for you, it's incredibly important that you be found on the internet and have a strong internet presence, which, again, isn't just being on the map, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, again, how does not having a strong internet presence, affect you? When it gets to the point of you don't know how much money that you're going to be losing, it's impossible to tell. And so, perfect example, you might notice it's the same exact map, it's the same exact school. Well, in this instance, what the school owner was asking for my help for was, as you'll notice, there are 3 Impact Martial Arts schools on this map. The bottom one is the Hollister one, then the Impact Martial Arts in the middle, and up towards the right it says Impact Martial Arts of Branson. Well, there's a problem here. 2 out of the 3 schools don't exist, but they're showing up on these maps. So just think about it. As a prospect, you put in martial arts in your town, martial arts near me, karate, near me, whatever search terms you use, and you find Impact Martial Arts Hollister. So you give them a call, and guess what? Phone number's disconnected or doesn't work. Well, they must be out of business, so I'm going to go to another place. Or they take the initiative and say, let's go check it out, and they actually drive to the location. There's no school there. Well, you must have gone out of business, so I guess we'll go someplace else. Either way, you have no idea as the business owner that that person was looking for you, and that translates into hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, depending on what you charge on your memberships. Now multiply that by however many people, right? We don't know those numbers. It's impossible to tell. But by not knowing about internet presence and the importance of these type of mistakes, there's no way that that you're going to be able to recover. So fortunately, we were one step closer. The owner of Impact Martial Arts knew about these mistakes. He was just stuck on how to fix them. So I was able to jump in this morning, and if you do a key search for karate and Hollister, you're going to find out that 2 of those locations are no longer on the map. And it took me, maybe 15-20 minutes to take care of both of those for him. So it was a great thing to be able to help somebody out and be able to start saving him from all that lost business. So that was a happy day for me. Now, these are some general reports that you start to see, and a lot of times when you're doing internet presence, this just shows you the scope of the problem that we're facing. So these are 3 different schools. Again, people that had reached out to me in the Facebook group asking for more information or for my help. So you get things like the very top school at 54% of your listing is inaccurate. The middle school, hey, you're only 38% optimized for when customers are looking for you. And then the bottom one is the Impact Martial Arts that we were just talking about. 78% of your listings are inaccurate. So just in general, try to put yourself in the shoes of the search engines. You're trying to deliver the best content to your customers. So when they're putting in search terms, if you keep giving them junk as results, they're going to stop using that search engine. So Google and Bing and Yahoo and all these companies work really hard on making sure that they're serving up the best results. So if you have 78% inaccuracy, or even 50% inaccuracy, right, you're going to get pushed down in the search results because Google's not going to believe that you're a legitimate and well-founded business, which we know you are, but Google doesn't. So really have to make sure that we take care of these optimizations and inaccuracies, and that's basically what we're going to start on today. So at this point, you might be sitting here freaking out going, holy cow, I don't understand any of this. I'm completely lost, and I'm sure that my optimization sucks. So it's a natural instinct and fear to have, but hey, sit back, relax. We're going to start getting you pointed in the right direction. Things aren't that bad. And what starts to happen is the internet predators, as I call them, they like to call themselves internet marketers. They want you to think that these things are that bad so that they can end up taking advantage of you. So they're going to sell you this, big scare story of how awful, everything is going to be, so that they can end up charging you these stupid amounts of money to do just a little bit of work, and then they don't even think twice about it. And so again, this is basically what I'm just completely fed up with is seeing this type of thing. I'm all for getting paid for what you do. I'm all for being paid well for doing a great job. But to me, you cross the line when suddenly you're just taking advantage and you're using scare tactics, to try and get people to purchase your services. So you want to talk about how stupid money we're talking here? Well, how about $2,000 for a basic package? And I've purchased these packages over the past 20 years. I've grilled them on what they've done. I've studied the other side behind it after the fact, so I know exactly what they did or didn't do. There are still companies out there today that charge monthly fees and extras and all kinds of stuff that are just way over the money. So to me, that's the category of stupid money. So a basic package for $2,000, and guess what they did to earn your $2,000? Well, they filled out your Google map. Yep, that's all they did. And then what happens is you get a trickle effect once you make that change in Google, that eventually over time, other search engines will start to make the adjustments as well. And then the company or the person takes credit for all of the work that Google ends up doing. So for 15 minutes, maybe half an hour worth of work, you just paid somebody $2,000, and they did the bare minimum, and it's still going to take months, if not a year, for you to actually really see the results. So that's again why we're doing this, because to me that's just irritating as all. But guess what? There's more. Because you don't want the basic package, you want the premium package because it has so much more that I can do for you, is the pitch that you'll hear from these guys. Hey, you know what? We're going to get your business on the #1 position of Google. And that's, of course, the coveted position that everybody wants and talks about. The last statistic was 80% of prospects are going to click on the first link. So naturally, everybody wants that position. So here they go again, saying they're going to promise you this big thing. But then, hey, guess what? We're also going to get your business listed into thousands of local directories. And we're going to correct if there's a mistake, if your website is wrong on a listing or your phone number's not there. We're going to make sure that we go in and we're going to correct it on each and every one of these websites for you. And you know what? We're going to send you a monthly update, so you're going to be able to see that optimization score, those inaccuracy scores, change for the better, just so you can see how great we're doing for you. And hey, you know what? They're going to say we're going to give you all of these great results, all of this for just $5,000. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't just have $5,000 sitting around in a bank account to throw at something and hope that the person delivers. And so again, this is where we just get into the what I call the stupid amounts of money that people are going to charge for this. Oh yeah, but wait, by the way, here comes the kicker. I can only do this for one karate school in your area because there's only one #1 position on Google. So I'm only working with one school, and if you don't want to do it, well, I'm sure one of your competitors will. So all I can say at that point is, damn it! This type of sales pressure and scare and bullying, for lack of better term, is just irritating to no end. So you know what? I have had enough of it. So let's not fall victim to this stuff anymore. Let's figure out what we're going to do. So step #1, the thing I want you guys to understand and learn is that there's absolutely nothing that these people or these companies are doing that you can't do yourself. Right? There's no special sauce. There's no secret formula to it. It's just straight up knowledge and doing the work that needs to be done. #2, you don't need a degree in computers in order to do it. You don't have to understand everything about the internet. You know just enough to basically get from steps A, B, and C to get yourself started. And then as you learn more, well, then with like any topic, when we're a white belt, we know some basic techniques. Well, as a green belt, we know some intermediate techniques. And finally, as a black belt, now we've got some really solid skills in place. This isn't any different. It's learning more about what it is that you want to learn about. And now #3, again, on the downside, if that is the downside, it's going to take amount of time. It takes several hours to really get your head around the process and be able to put it in place. And sometimes it doesn't work the first time. And then you've got to figure out why and what's wrong and go back and fix it. So again, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This isn't going to be a just do it once and it's done forever. You're going to have to invest some time, and pretty much one of the things I've always looked at is you've got your choice. Do you want to invest your time or do you want to invest money? And there is no wrong answer. You just have to make the decision when it comes to each activity. So, all right, that's enough of the theory. That's enough of the background. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Let's roll up those sleeves. Here is your step-by-step action plan that is going to get you started right now. #1, you're going to want to go to your Google Maps, and you're going to want to enter to your Google Maps, but to the Google Maps, and you're going to want to enter your business name. And when you enter your business name, that's going to pull up your listing, and it's going to show you all the information that Google has for that listing. If you have not claimed your business to Google just yet, you're going to have to go through that step, and I'm going to jump out of the PowerPoint here in a minute and actually walk you through so you can see everything step by step, and I'll show you what that is. So you definitely want to make sure that your business is claimed, and then more importantly, it's claimed by you so that you're able to update your profiles. Then you're going to want to jump into your business profile, and you're going to want to fill out everything. Time and time again, people take shortcuts and they just put in the bare bones information, or sometimes none at all. And that is a huge mistake. And I'm going to show you once we jump in, where that is and why that is. And then guess what? Hey, number 4, now that you've got your Google map, you get to sit back and enjoy this whole new flood of clients that are going to come storming into your doors. Nope, it does not work that way. So, we'll show you why and how in just a second, but let's step out of PowerPoint and we're going to jump right into Google. So what we want to do is a couple of steps. We're going to put in Maps and make sure that we are at Google Maps. From here, I'm going to put in my school's name. And so since I'm the only one, obviously each of our names are going to be pretty specific. So unless you have a very generic name, double check to make sure the street and address are correct. But once you hit enter, it's going to pull up the map right here. On the left-hand side, you're going to see that I've got everything filled out. So Google knows that my street address is there, that my website is active. There's my correct phone number, my hours, as well as photos, reviews from Google, all of this stuff. Now, again, from the eyes of a prospect, all this stuff is very important. It's going to make them feel more comfortable to either contact you or come in and check you out, that you're definitely a legitimate business. So to give you an example of taking a step back, let me see if I remember the school's name for claiming your business. So if you've got, there we are. So right over here on the left-hand side where it says claim this business. So this karate school, they're in my town. So, I could help them out, but I'm not sure who the owner is. That they have not claimed their business at all. So at that point, they're not getting a lot of search results from Google because Google isn't certain that this is a legitimate business. All right. So you're going to want to make sure you got your business claimed. Once you have that done, if you have not claimed your business, real quick, when you click on claim, it's going to ask you to log in with your Gmail or your Google login. There's one of two ways. The fast way that works sometimes is you give your business phone number. If Google knows that that's your business phone number, you can ask Google to call you with a 4 or 6 digit code. You put it in the computer and then you're verified right away and your business is claimed. Sometimes it doesn't work right, or the system is down, or technology just has a hiccup, and you have to go through the postcard process. And what that is you ask them to send you a postcard. That's going to have the code on it, and then you have to put it in after the fact. Postcard, snail mail, it can take up to a week to get that information. So as frustrating as that might be, it is what it is. If that's how you have to do it, it's worth the trouble. It's worth the wait to make sure that you get in on the Google Map aspect. So now let's say that you are all set up and you are ready to go. We're going to want to go to Google Business Listing. And what that's going to take us to is Google, there we go, where is it? Right down here. Yep, google.com/business. So you don't want to log in on the Google side. That's the customer side. And that's where you get your Gmail, your Drive, and all your other, your YouTube, all those other things. Over here on the business side, we're going to go up and we're going to sign in and click to head in here. Now again, this is going to show you real quickly how easy it is to get overwhelmed because there's multiple screens here. There's tons of information. And so it's real easy to get lost in. And I've spent many an hour swimming through these pages trying to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do. So as you'll notice, right, I've got 3 locations, which I don't. I only have 1 location. But this is why I started down this path. I used to be in Warren, Michigan, and about 3 years ago, I moved my school to Troy, Michigan for several reasons. But once I moved, I noticed that the location didn't change. So my address was wrong, my map was wrong, my website was wrong, and my phone number was wrong. So we basically dropped into this black hole off the internet, and nobody was able to find us even if they wanted to for a month or two. So you want to talk about stress and completely freaking out. So I started trying to figure out this stuff, which ended up giving me some duplicate locations here. But the important thing is, looking up here at the account, only one of my locations is published. One is not published, and the other one they've already marked as a duplicate. So Google is tracking correctly. It has my correct information right here down on the lower screen. It says published. So when you do this, hopefully you only see one location. You don't have to worry about trying to figure out which one is the accurate one. From the map, you're going to want to hit Manage Locations. This is going to open up, and now again, we start getting deeper and deeper. Just ignore everything over here on the left. This is going to be some intermediate and advanced stuff that if you're just getting started, click on it when you have some free time and learn what it does. But for right now, to stay on track, we want to really just get our Google Map listing up. So it's right up here at the top. You want to make sure that you're verified. Google has a process, again, once you get your maps and everything in place, how to verify your business. So again, that's either a phone call or a link on your website that has to get added, something to prove that you are a legitimate business, and I'll find that information for you at another time. So again, my phone number, my hours, my address, my website, and my tag. So a lot of times this information is going to be missing when you first log in. Actually, all of it's going to be missing. So you're going to want to click on Edit, and then it's going to open up right here. And this is the exact place where you want to put in every piece of information you can. So number one, I'm published on Google Search, on Google Maps, and on Google+. So that is the big three. So anybody that's on any one of those three process or search websites is going to be able to find me. So you want to keep an eye on that to see exactly where you're at. The pencil is your edit. So if you have an incorrect spelling, you want to make sure it's correct. So again, if there's any inconsistencies that I found, for example, Strecker is with an apostrophe S. For the longest time on some websites, on directories, I was taking the apostrophe out. Google saw that as a different name. So two different names, maybe this isn't a legitimate business. So you want to match letter for letter as best you can. Categories, address, definitely put in your hours. If you have any special things, definitely, absolutely, your website, make sure it's correct. Even if you fat finger and you spell it wrong, that's going to screw things up. Same thing with your phone number. You absolutely want to make sure these two are accurate. Big thing that's missed is photos. Jump in and add photos. People want to see what your program looks like, and especially with today's websites. Most websites are done by a professional company and they use stock images. And while that's okay, people want to know where they're going. So right here on photos, we've got some pictures like I've put in, pictures that customers have done, the interior of the school, the exterior of the school, some classes going on in action. I'm a solopreneur, so I do everything myself. But if you have a team, then you can put your staff here and then some identifiers, which would be your logo, your profile pic, and your cover photos. Use those space and put in those photos. Don't shortchange it. Again, even if you can't do it right away, you're going to want to come back and you're going to want to do it at some point. Over here on the advanced information, this is this place where you don't have to worry so much. This, again, just like it says, is going to be advanced. If you have multiple locations or you want to do some advanced tracking, then you can get into here. But everything on this main, get it set and then get it saved. Once you hit save or apply on any of these buttons or any of these areas, it's going to say Google's going to review this, and it could take a day up to a week before the change goes live. So you want to do your best to put in all of the information once and then just leave it alone and let Google, let the Google wheels turn, if you will. So once your map listing is absolutely accurate and complete, at that point you're done with this, so you can click out of it, and then you click and then sign out, and you are pretty much then done with that aspect of the Google world. And so at that point, again, it's going to take weeks. It's going to take maybe even a couple of months, depending on what the process is for your area. How fast does Google index and check and do everything that you need it to do? So let it turn, let it do its thing. Check on it every couple of days, and then once you see the results, even after the results are published, it's still going to take months, if not even a year, before Google really starts giving you credit for having the proper listing. So that's why it's important to get it done now, so that you're definitely on track. So as we were talking about, You know, you think you're done. I've got my Google map listing. Now everything's okay. I'm on the internet and my internet presence is finished. Well, absolutely not. You know, we have to now rinse and repeat the process. So while Google is the 800-pound gorilla, you know, it's not the only thing in town. So once you're finished now with your Google, you now have to think about Yahoo and repeat the whole process all over again. Well, then there's also Bing. And then after that, well, don't forget there's Facebook, and you've got your business pages on Facebook. And so do you have a personal profile, a business page, and or your private groups? That's a whole nother video in itself. The YouTube channel. Do you have a business YouTube channel where you're pushing your videos and making sure that people can see all of those things? And by the way, there's dozens of other sites and things that you have to do. So again, it's real easy to think that you're done at one point. And, you know, guess what? I'm not done. You know, we haven't even started talking about making sure that you're posting on a blog. Make sure that you're posting your blogs on a video as well as, you know, written. Make sure that you're doing link sharing so that you get extra credit from Google so that you rank higher. By the way, you should be writing articles so that you can be putting, you know, any type of blog posts for other people and or trade magazines. Don't forget about backlinks. You want to make sure you get a backlink because then that gets credit coming in. Hey, there's customer reviews, and you want to make sure the customers are reviewing your site so that you've got that. Now, we haven't even touched on white hat versus black hat. That's kind of the tech term. White hat is legal, where black hat would be illegal. And many a school owner have followed bad instructions from these internet predators telling them what to do to get better ranked. And it was a black hat, or what we consider a gray hat, which is in the middle. And anytime you risk that type of activity, if you are caught with a black hat activity, Google can ban you for life. So if you want to talk about falling into the dark hole of the internet, get banned by Google and see how fast your business disappears. So absolutely don't want to follow anything that you don't know that is perfectly legitimate and white hat. And so again, ask several people. I never take somebody's advice solo. It would be check 2 or 3 other sources to make sure that, hey, is this supposed to work this way? And see exactly what that is. And then finally, hey, guess what? There's a full reputation management process that you should be following as well when it comes to your internet presence. And guess what? Don't forget, you still get to run all of the day-to-day operations inside your business. So you can see where this whole thing becomes a full-time job on its own. And so certainly, again, we go back to where we started from. It's no wonder business owners are lost, or they don't get started on this, or they just think it's way too daunting, to jump on board. So, well, at this point, you have a decision to make, and all of us do as business owners, and this is what we do, every single day. So your internet presence, here's your process. Number 1, you can decide that this whole thing is just way too overwhelming, and you're not going to do anything about it. Probably not the best answer. The internet's not going away, and the longer you are not on the internet, the more money you're missing out on, and eventually, you're probably going to end up having to close your doors. So I certainly don't suggest that. Number 2, you decide that you're going to invest a whole lot of hours and you're going to just figure this thing out. So like I ended up doing, you're just sitting down at the computer and pounding away and finding the process and learning how it does, and then making the mistakes and then fixing the mistakes. And if you've got the time, or if you've got the tenacity and the work ethic to do something like that, then there's a sense of accomplishment. I now have a sense of accomplishment knowing all of the mistakes I made, but that I've been able to fix them and have a pretty solid internet presence now. Or, hey, how about option 3? I think we want to check that one out. So option 3, ask for help. So this conversation, the whole point of this video came up because of people asking in the Facebook group just a couple days ago. So I shot Melody a message really fast, and so she said this, sounds like something we should investigate. So she and I are going to get together next week, and we're going to look into a way to see if there's some process that we can offer a complete done-for-you package for skill schools. That way you'll be able to focus on your business and running your classes, all at the same time knowing that we've got your back and we're taking care of this internet thing that needs to be taken care of. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. And so from there, naturally it's gonna there's a lot to Melody and I haven't even started speaking about it yet. I have a lot of ideas. I know once we start talking, she's gonna have some great ideas. So the mindset is basically gonna be, can we make this effective to you as the individual school? Because there's a lot of variables that come into play, as well as can we make it cost effective? The guys out there, it doesn't have to be thousands and thousands of dollars. So I want to be able to offer the services to the schools and make sure that you guys get good quality work. At the same time, hey, I want to get paid for what I do. So we're just going to be completely transparent, and that's my promise to you guys. With whatever we come up, you're going to know exactly what it is. You're going to know exactly what we're going to be doing, and you're going to be as involved as you want to be, in the process. So if that sounds good to you, hopefully you're doing a silent cheer or maybe even a loud cheer right now. I don't know. You're on the computer. I can't hear you. So either way, here's what has to happen next, or here's what your next step should be. No matter what, go take care of your Google Map listing. If absolutely nothing else, we gave you that step-by-step plan. That's going to help. Google, again, being the 800-pound gorilla, you're going to get benefits from that. A lot of other directories get their information from Google, so it will eventually trickle down to those others. And in months or a year or so, you'll start to see lots of great results. If you jump into the Google Map, like I said, there's lots of buttons, there's lots of pages. If you're not computer savvy, I get it. Not everybody has the same strengths. And so, this is where we like the skills process and the skills family, that we help each other out. So stuck or lost, contact me. Give me, send me a Facebook, an email, give me a call, and I will make sure that your Google Map gets set up correctly, whether I walk you through it or if I just do it for you. I'm not going to charge you to set up your Google Map. That's something that is pretty easy to do, as I just showed you. Again, not to be insulting, easy to do after doing it so many times like I have. So that would be something to offer to you guys. Number 2, we want to make sure that you comment. See, was this video useful? Did you find the information helpful? And would you like me to do another walkthrough like with the Facebook business pages and making sure those are optimized? Because that is a whole nother gorilla that people are trying to jump on, as you know, and have probably heard everybody's talking about Facebook ads, boost your posts. You got to be doing this, you got to be doing that. And so there's a lot of steps involved in making sure that your business page is set up correctly. I'm happy to do another video for you guys. At the same time, if this information isn't useful to you guys, then hey, I can save the time and spend it with my family. So, giving us the comments and letting me know if you would like that will definitely get me motivated to continue to hand out this information and help you guys out as best I can. Number 3 is probably the most important thing of all of them, in my opinion, and that is to show your gratitude and send Melody a message thanking her for just being the awesome person she is. And I mean that sincerely. I'm sure most of us that are in the martial arts, and I definitely know for myself, I would not have the program that I have today if it wasn't for her paving the way and doing all of the heavy lifting with creating the skills program. And so a lot of times, again, just think about the process. I know in my karate school, everybody appreciates the things that I do, but they get used to them. And so I don't hear thank yous all of the time. I don't expect them anymore, right? But you know what? It never hurts getting them. So, Melody is always working hard. She's always coming up with something that's going to be beneficial for us and helpful. So by all means, shoot her a message, send her some love, and let her know that you appreciate everything that she's doing. And on top of that, for allowing me the opportunity to shoot this video and share the information with you guys. I've been in organizations where, they take the information and they hoard it for themselves. And they're like, well, no, we're not going to tell the members this. We'll keep it ourselves, and then we'll find some way to sell it to them later. And as soon as I contacted Melody and said, hey, maybe I should shoot a video about this, she's like, yeah, go for it. So again, that's just a reflection of what an awesome, awesome person she is. And then finally, number 4, if you want to send me a Facebook message, or if you want to email me, if you would be interested in getting more information about the process, if you want me to if you want to have me do all of this internet presence for you, again, I'm not going to pitch you guys. I'm not going to pressure you guys. It's going to be completely transparent of this is what we'll do. This is what it's going to cost. This is what's involved. If you don't want it, don't take it. If the free information helps you, fantastic. But I'm just going to gather and collect a list. And then whenever we get information about what we're going to be able to do, then I'll email that list. You can decide for yourself if it's the right fit. If you can figure all this out yourself, more power to you. It's about helping everybody. So I know there's a percentage of people out there that are just scared to death of computers. A lot of people know just enough to navigate through the internet. So I want to offer my services to those that don't want to tackle the web and want to be able to focus on growing their school themselves. So as an extra bonus, since you took the time to watch this entire video, I always believe in rewarding action takers. So one final thing for you guys. If you email me, my email is denny@dennystrecker.com, and you ask me for your internet presence score, right? I'll send that to you as my gift for you watching this entire video. So on the screen there, again, you see some examples of what the optimization is or what the listing inaccuracies are. All I would need would be your business name, your address, and your phone number to make sure that I'm getting the right business information. And that way, no matter what, you now have your Google map, how to get that set up correctly and up and running, and you'll know what your internet presence score is. So at least you know where you're starting from. One last thing about the scores before I let you go. Again, these are companies that sell their service of improving your score. So they're going to always exaggerate the negative. So by all means, please don't freak out, that you're at 38% or that you have 78% inaccuracies. I've been doing this for years and I'm having a tough time. I cannot get my score over 82. And so as I dig into it, there's some things that you literally will travel down the path and you'll get to the point where it says, this cannot be fixed. And it's incredibly frustrating after spending, an hour trying to get it fixed, figuring out that you just hit this complete wall and it's impossible. And I can give you the details of how that works or what those are if you're interested. But again, so don't think, a lot of times we see numbers, percentages. We know 100% is the best, so that's what we're shooting for. It's not possible when it comes to internet presence. If you're up above 70, you're pretty solid. 75 to 80%, you're doing pretty darn good. So if you have any questions at all, if I can be of any help to you guys, please reach out anytime. Facebook message, email, heck, give me a call. We'll be happy to sit down, figure out how I can help you guys. Otherwise, let's go out and kick some butt and make some fantastic school classes today. And I will hopefully look forward to seeing some great results from you guys and reading your comments that you found this useful. Have an awesome day.